LOL take two. LOL take two. LOL take two. Now listen. My friend Shannon's daughter Caroline is this adorable little Renaissance kid. She does things like read a ton of books. She wants to act on the stage. And when she's with us adults, she is actually present and doesn't have her head buried in a phone or a device. I know. Crazy talk. Little Caroline is also taken to wearing glasses. Different styles, sizes, and colors, and not because she needs them. They are merely a statement. And they're great. But I want to say to her, Caroline, just wait. You'll have to wear them soon enough. Of course, when I was a kid, I couldn't wait to start doing adult things either. I started shaving while people still thought I was my mother when I answered the phone. I had no facial hair, yet I was out spending my hard-earned babysitting money on razors, shaving cream, and styptic pencils. How dumb was that? And now, decades later, if I miss too many days shaving, I either look like some old perv on a milk carton or that I'm in the road company of Fiddler on the Roof. And glasses. Yes, I too began wearing them for fun in high school, and I didn't need them. And the glasses in the 70s were god-awful looking. My friend Tony and I used to take modeling pictures with my sister Robin. I don't know what possessed us to do... Well, yes, I do. A really good-looking guy named Kirk was a year older than us in high school, and he modeled for Yonkers department store ads, and we were so envious. Kirk shared one of his modeling secrets with us. He said to suck in your cheeks, bite down on the skin to hold them in place, and then push your bottom lip out. That would give you the sort of angular, pouty look that was all the rage at the time. Several years later, in Minneapolis, I booked a print ad for Target. I showed up at the shoot, sucked my cheeks in, pushed my bottom lip out, and the photographer stopped and said, "What in the hell are you doing?" Nothing. And I never did that again. Thanks a lot, Kirk. These modeling pictures that Tony, Robin, and I took never went anywhere. We didn't have Snapchat or Facebook or places to post them. We just got decked out in what we thought was high fashion. Skinny ties that were square on the bottom, cowl neck sweaters, canvas shoes called crayons that had clear orange plastic soles. All three of us would take turns striking poses for the camera, and then we'd have to take the film to Photomat to get it developed before we could even look at them. And there I was, wearing my huge fake glasses, looking less like Brooke Shields in her famous Calvin Klein ad and more like Sophia Petrillo from the Golden Girls. In my late 20s, I actually started needing glasses. Then, of course, came separate glasses for screen reading, then book reading, then blended bifocals with transitions. Not to mention those separate computer glasses with a yellow tint that blocks 20% of the blue rays that jack up your circadian rhythm. I didn't even know I had circadian rhythm. I just thought I was a bad dancer. Then my ears started going as I approached 50. I was expecting this due to heredity. My great-grandma Manley had worn a hearing aid that plugged into her ear, and the actual hardware was the size of a deck of cards, and she stuck that in her bra. My Grandma May's hearing aid was built into one of the oversized bows of her glasses, kind of one-stop shopping for multiple disabilities. I resisted doing anything about my ears for as long as I could. But then my Auntie C told me that she came to the conclusion that hearing aids are merely glasses for your ears, and nobody has any problem wearing glasses. Very true. Thankfully, the technology now is pretty amazing and mostly invisible. And when you go in for your yearly hearing checkup, they plug in your devices and the computer brings up a lovely graphic showing how much time you listen to music, how much time was spent in quiet conversation, and how much time you were outdoors. Geez, talk about Big Brother. It's kind of scary. I asked my audiologist, Carrie, can it tell me how much time I watched porn? Wait, don't answer that. Thankfully, not all my faculties are deteriorating. In fact, one oddly gifted faculty of mine has actually been getting better and more astute as I grow older. And that is my nose. I have a nose like a dog's nose. One of our German short-haired pointers, Elizabeth, used to catch a scent. and her eyes would glaze over. The skin around her snout would start billowing in and out like an accordion so she could get every last bit out of the scent. I admit, when a powerful scent hits me, I kind of do the same thing, and Bill gives me grief about it. Yes, Elizabeth, I may be optically and auditorily challenged, but my olfaction is flawless, thank you very much. Obviously, the perfume industry is built on this sense memory. I get a whiff of Estee Lauder Beautiful, and I look to see where my mom is. Ralph Lauren Polo Cologne in the green bottle brings me right back to college, Saturday nights, and taking the 21A bus to a bar called The Saloon in downtown Minneapolis. At the end of the night, they'd play the Oak Ridge Boys song, "Y'all Come Back Saloon," and you'd have to hurry up if you wanted to find somebody to get laid with before they turned the harsh lights on. But that kind of sensory recall, it's child's play for my nose. I can get a whiff of an obscure but familiar scent, and I know exactly where I was, what age, and oftentimes I can even remember the date. It's kind of weird. I will be outside my house, a 92-year-old California bungalow, and a breeze will blow from the crawl space under the house. It's this old wood smell mixed with cool air and almost 100 years of God knows what, and suddenly I am in my Grandma May's basement in Sioux City, Iowa. Grandma and Grandpa had a Cape Cod-style house they built when they got married. There were 2 bedrooms on the main floor, 2 bedrooms upstairs, a basement, and 1 bathroom. My auntie remembers being dropped off at that house when she was in high school by some snotty teenager who said, 5 people live in that house? When my family and my cousins descended upon Grandma and Grandpa for holidays or long weekends, that added 10 of us to the mix. And until she got shipped off to Shady Pines, my great-grandma Petey Babes was there too. Grandma May put my 2 male cousins, Jeff and Mark, and me in the basement. It was kind of our own private man cave, and we loved it. It was a drag to go up to the 1 bathroom, as there was usually somebody using it, so we used to pee in the drain, in the laundry room. It worked, except for the occasional back splatters, but we 3 cousins would stand there, laughing and peeing because we were being so naughty. Grandma May would have had a cow if she knew. I, of course, would create shows with my cousins when we visited. I called us the Laundry Room Players. We sold tickets to see the shows and split the proceeds. My auntie says it was great because they all knew where the kids were. Thankfully, everybody stayed away from the drain. When I'm back in Urbandale, Iowa, I'll be taking my mom's trash out to her garage, and there's a specific, unique smell her garage has, and suddenly it is February 1979. I'm in the garage building sets for our upcoming production of the musical Annie by our theater company, the AV Theater. Our friend Sarah played Miss Hannigan, and her mother, Maggie, was so impressed with our tenacity that she called the Des Moines Register, and they sent a reporter and photographer out to see what was going on. The Iowa winter was still clinging on. Our sold-out audience was bundled up in winter coats, but the kids in the show were running around backstage in their underwear, hurriedly changing costumes for the next scene. Then we lost our blind dog, Tracy, who was playing Sandy. It was time for Sandy to make her entrance, and nobody could find her. It wasn't like she got out. There was no place for her to go. Turns out her leash had gotten wrapped around a clothes rack, and she was covered in a pile of discarded costumes. Somebody stalled on stage until Tracy finally made her entrance, and the audience went crazy. There's a certain bacon smell that brings me right back to Sunday breakfasts after Mass in the late 1970s. Now, it has to be Hy-Vee bacon. Hormel or Oscar Mayer bacon, doesn't cut it. After those breakfasts, our neighbors, we would all load up picnic baskets, coolers, and hook our sailboats up to our cars, and we would spend lazy Sundays at Big Creek Lake. One Sunday, my mom, her friend Janet Duckworth, and some of the neighbor ladies wanted to take our sailboat out. My dad wasn't too thrilled, as the sailboat he had christened the Terody 1, short for Tony, Robin, and Tim, get it, was his baby, and the ladies were novice sailors at best. He was helping the ladies push off and was planning on jumping in when, whoosh, the wind picked up, taking the sailboat and the ladies with it, leaving my dad back on shore. Mom and her friends thought it was all hilarious until the rudder broke, and they ended up stranded on the far side of the lake with no way to get back. Apparently, they were laughing so hard they all had to pee off the side of the boat. What is it with my family peeing in inappropriate places? Oh my God. Alas, time marches on. Your faculties come and go, but mostly go. Yet there's still this sort of time machine I have been gifted with. My nose. A nose by any other name. And out of the blue, some stray whiff will hit it and take me on a trip someplace meaningful in my history. And I gotta tell you, it's kind of comforting. Wait. Oh my God. I gotta go. Here comes another one. LOL take two. LOL take two. LOL take two.